For all these years I thought Godzilla was my bro, but then I watched this new trailer and he's smashing cities up.
They're bouncing me, I told them we were friends!
Okay, so the new Godzilla vs Kong teaser is completely breaking the internet right now, and the Titan level trailer has one big question hanging over it. Why is Godzilla destroying the cities, and is he really the one doing it? Well, throughout this video we're going to be breaking it all down and going over our thoughts and theories on what's really going on. There will be heavy spoilers here as we'll be discussing some of the leaks, but nothing beyond what you could learn from the trailer if you are looking close enough. If this is your first time here, then welcome to the Heavy Spoilers Show. I'm your host Paul, the Mega G when it comes to breakdowns. Now will the real Godzilla please stand up? Okay, so the premise of Godzilla vs Kong makes it seem like the towering titan has had enough of fish and ships and he's decided to move his attention to land. Monarch are stumped, fanboys are outraged, and absolutely no one knows why the jolly green giant has decided to turn on the people that love and adore him. It's soul crushing, and I don't mean that he stepped on the capital of South Korea, even though it looks like he may have, hey, haven't that? Now clearly something else is going on, and from the trailers, it looks like humanity has decided to take Kong in order to stand a chance against the atomic breath-breathing behemoth. But what if it's all just one big misunderstanding and the king of the monsters is actually being framed for what we see him doing? Well, if you go over the trailer with a fine-tooth comb, you'll notice that there are two distinct moments that confirm Mechagodzilla is indeed in the movie. After the initial attack that opens things up, you can clearly see his classic metallic shape moving over the citizens that we see hurtling down the stairs faster than I clicked the trailer video when I got the notification from Warner Bros. I'm not ashamed to admit that. Now in another part of the first look, we can see the character Ren Serizawa standing in front of a control panel with a distinct metallic titan shape on it that has writing saying system reading at maximum charge. Ren is actually the son of Hiroshira, played by Ken Watanabe in the prior movies, and it's clear that he's inherited his father's understanding of the Titans and has managed to craft his own. The place that we see him in is clearly a Mechagodzilla control room, and this signifies to me that he is definitely being used by the humans. Now if you've been keeping up to date with the plot synopsises that have been released for the movie, you'll know recently there was one drop that said the terrorist group Apex were looking to find a way to wipe out all the Titans in one fell swoop. Apex themselves are rumoured to have built the beast through Ren, who has used the brain of the severed Ghidorah head from King of the Monsters and the gigantic Titan skeleton from the 2014 Godzilla film. Though he appears in a very small way in the trailer, he's clearly going to be laced throughout the film, and this is even shown in the logos, which have a distinct blue electricity flowing through them. Now because of his dad, it's difficult to tell whether Ren is going to be a good or bad guy, but if Tobey Maguire has told me one thing, it's that people with this haircut tend to be completely evil. However, I do think that he may have been tricked by Apex, who would have been like, look, I knew your dad, in a way, after I tried to kill him, but we'd love to have you on board. Now though we know little about Apex, apparently they are trying to lure Kong and Godzilla out into the open so that they can have the pair fight against one another, and then when the winner is weakened, they'll simply send Mechagodzilla in to finish them off. Not finish them off like that, you dirty bad boy. Now this technique is something that we saw Spectre demonstrate with the Siamese fighting fish in From Russia with Love, and it's commonly a tactic used in most versus movies where the two opposing sides then team up to take out the greater evil. So it definitely is a possibility that Mechagodzilla could be the one carrying out the attacks on the cities in order to make the real one look bad. I've even saw theories on my trailer breakdown that said Mecha could be wearing a gigantic Kevlar suit that just makes him look like Godzilla. And it's like when you were a kid and you used to stand on your mate's shoulders and wear a trench coat to sneak into the cinema. Also I've been told because I didn't have any friends. However, I'm gonna say something controversial, something that you might want to sit down for if you're hashtag Team Godzilla. Okay, you're sitting down? Alright, well, I don't actually think that Mechagodzilla is the one who's doing most of the city smashing, and I think it is indeed Godzilla, which pains me to say. Now in one scene in the trailer, we can see him blasting out his atomic breath, and this then sweeps across and causes many casualties in the explosion that arise from it. Now it may be a Kevlar suit, yeah, but I think that the trailer in several ways is hinting to us that both the Titans are under some form of control or another. With Kong, we see a young girl who holds up an idol that seems to calm down the gigantic ape, and throughout the teaser there's lip service paid to the fact that the pair have a special bond. Whether he recognises similarities in her to the people that he's eaten in the past, we don't know, but we very much have this idea that he can be manipulated in some form or another, even if it's willingly. Similar to this, I believe that Kong will be under the control of Apex, who, rather than playing their hand, have found a way to manipulate Godzilla into going wild in the middle of a city. King of the Monsters clearly demonstrated that the Orca device was a way to bring the Titans under control, and I believe that this technology has been perfected and placed into Mechagodzilla as a way to have the metallic monster manipulate Godzilla into destroying the humans. Now, I am more than willing to accept that it could be a possibility that Mechagodzilla is just dressed up as the Titan, but I feel like that cheapens the battle in many ways if it turns out to be true. What we really want to see is both Kong and Godzilla fight, and to have the reveal that it wasn't him taking part in the action scenes, I think would make the movie just feel very shallow. As much as I love Godzilla, I'd love it if we had a moment like in Batman v Superman where Kong says, "You were never a god, Zilla," and just smacks him in the face. Well, that's probably just wishful thinking. Now, the reason that I think Mechagodzilla is able to manipulate the other Titans, including the big dog himself, is because in the trailer we see two Nezuki Titans that are attacking Kong. According to the leaks, these are natives of Skull Island. However, they also state that this place is now more of a sanctuary to the Titans, in which they've all fallen under the rule of Kong, rather than constantly being at war with one another. Thus, them attacking him does signify to me that they may also have been sent crazy by the twisted ways of Apex. Though this might not be the case, it's even possible that the explosion which we see at the start of the trailer is actually the energy override of Mechagodzilla, which will draw the real one to the area and then have him go apeshit when the Orca is activated. Yes, pun intended. I feel like these are probably the most likely possibilities, and though it pains me to say, I do think that the Godzilla we see in the trailer is indeed the real one. It just makes the most sense to me that he's the one causing all this death and destruction, and if the rumoured monsterverse is going to spring from this film, I think the best place to start is with the humans not really knowing whether they can trust him or not. Now, if you agree with me, or if you don't, I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments section below. As a thank you for interacting with the video, you'll be entered into a prize draw on the 30th of January, in which we're giving away 3 copies of The Hobbit and Lord of the Rings 4K box sets to our subscribers. All you have to do to be in with a chance of winning is like the video, make sure you subscribe with notifications on, and drop a comment below with your thoughts on the theory. The links to our socials are in the description, and you can also support the channel by clicking the join button, and as a thank you, you get videos like this early. If you want something else to watch, then make sure you check out our full trailer breakdown of the movie, which will be linked on screen right now. We go over all the Easter eggs, things you missed, and give more of our in-depth theories, so it's definitely worth checking out if you want to know more. With that out of the way, thank you for sitting through the video. I've been Paul, and I'll see you next time. You take care of yourself. Peace.